That beam just now, but maybe it'll reposition itself when I refix it. But it's at 310 degrees. Maybe just re-hit the L button and refix it. I don't know, but the wind just blew this thing off course. So we have a 30-mile-an-hour wind in north because we don't have that big tree protection anymore. So it's actually moving it that way, so it's not going to move it away from it. So it's actually blowing the wind. So the problem is we have to recalibrate and all that crap. It looks like it's blowing 20 to 320 almost. But if you lock it in place, it won't blow around that much. So it'll definitely refix itself. So the beam just got blown the wind from the north just now. I didn't notice that until it happened. But if we get some from the south, it'll blow back the other way. And that really messed up my beam from the wind. That's what happened. So it messed up my beam, but the beam's still okay. But this is what happens when it blew from the northeast direction down that way. So we'll hope it refix itself. It probably would. The only way it refixes itself, just swing it back to due north, and that's how it will fix. When it goes back to due north, it'll refix itself. If it doesn't, we know we got those blue markers like I did the last time. We still have them here. That is why I marked them down a while back in case things like this happen. We'll have to wait till this wind goes away in the next few days and we'll recalibrate it. It's no big deal, but at least we got an idea. These little blue markers give me a real close. The one important mark is your north marker right there. That one right there, we'll refix it. It blew the wind, but it's not going to break off. It's not 80-mile-an-hour winds. It's 30-mile-an-hour winds. We're getting about 20 miles an hour. So we have some wind from the north. We're protected from the west and we're protected from the south, but not from the northeast direction. So the way you got to point that is like it swayed a little bit, but the last time we had 50-mile-an-hour winds, it didn't touch one thing a little teeny bit. That's what it did. It was coming from the west. So it moved about a few minutes ago when I was doing this, and our Macov5000 is doing pretty good. It's been through lots of winds before. So yeah, it whipped around a bit. So we'll refix the beam a little later. Maybe we'll wait till this weather comes back. It's back in the same position. Long as it's on the greenhouse, position like this, we're okay. It looks kind of different from this position. So it's still on the greenhouse, so we're okay. It means it's not gonna break off. Some guy told me it'll break off during 80-mile-an-hour winds. So we don't ever have 80-mile-an-hour winds. The highest I've seen was mostly 50 miles an hour one time last year when this greenhouse was whipping it so bad. We're only having mostly 25-mile-an-hour winds, almost 20-mile-an-hour winds. Or still, some of these winds are gusting about 30 to 40 out here right now, almost 50. But in 50-mile-an-hour winds, it survived with this no problem. It does good with the rain, but when you get that wind that whips around, but along we're okay on the beam. It's not going to break off the rotor. It will stay locked in the position, won't move around. It moved a little bit because it stays in that area. So it's at 310 degrees or 320. So the way you fix it, just go calibrate it till you swing it due north, and you swing it you swing it all the way to due north, then put it back to 310 degrees, then you swing it back to 360, and everything should fix it. Or you just have to recalibrate to line up the blue markers. That's all you have to do. That's why I had to make it a while back when I did that. So the wind whipped around a little bit from the northeast because there's not a lot of protection in the northeast. I'm checking this out because you know where the tree got knocked down. I had a lot of protection right here a while back. It protects some of it, but it's the northeast wind we get it from. So it's not going to hurt that bad. I usually stay in this park position all the time. It swayed a little bit like that for a second, and that was it. So it's still holding up pretty good. So the antenna is not going to get knocked down if it sways a little bit. It only if you get 100-mile-an-hour winds we have something like that, or a tornado will take it down. We get a twister, that's the only thing it'll knock down. So we'll get some more wind again. And mostly we'll get it from the south, from the west. And we got these gaps. You guys seen the drone video a while back. It was from 2021, you guys. You seen the drone video. It was right above my house, but I actually had to edit that video part of it on the bottom so you guys didn't see my location. So yeah, you can see Mount Roosevelt. You can see Interstate 40 from there, 12 miles away when I'm flying the drone up above. And that's where you've seen it. And when it's scattered to the south of it, toward 150, you saw that, where all the less mountains to the south. That's usually toward where those guys I'm talking last night on the Macov5000. And that's even toward Jamaica and Florida. You're looking at that direction. So the beam's all right. And if you're at 22 feet, you're okay. It's not going to hit that much impact. If you're high up, that's kind of different. Wish we have stronger poles, but it'll be fine. It's not going to fall down because we got these poles that protect the bolts on the side. So these bolts will hold that no problem. You guys seen that a while back. So we took 5 months to get that coil clear. So it's actually from frost. It's going to be dropped down to 21 degrees tonight, but as long as we're not getting like 200 mile an hour winds, or if we get 100 mile an hour winds, I would get kind of a little worried about 100 miles an hour winds. But she's doing okay. It'll sway a little bit from the wind from the northeast, but it'll move the beam a little bit. It's not going to break off the antenna on that side, so it's not on that side where we're going to break. It might sway a little bit like that, and that's it. That's the worst from a 40 mile an hour wind. Could be 50 miles an hour, because mostly it is showing at least 20 mile an hour winds between 30 today. High wind goes between 25 to 30 miles an hour, but it did very good 50 mile an hour winds from the west. It depends where the wind is coming from, the north or the south. But mostly it's coming from the south either way. But that was a northeast wind when it blew from the northeast. So we're not protected on the northeast side. But that's okay if it stays on that position. It usually locks right there. It's not going to break it off a bit. So most of the time we just have to reposition the beam antenna. That's all we have to do right now. But it stays at 310 degrees. So I might have to swing it right now and try to refix it for a second, see what it does. But it's at 310 degrees on the perfect spot. So you guys see it right there. So it's not going to hurt it. Mostly you might have to do that. Hey buddy, say hi to people. Hey Benny boy. That's the Frenchy Bulldog. He's doing good. So we put him over there. So it looks pretty straight here. So it blew from that direction right there, but it'll be okay. We're getting a lot of winds in the background now. You guys see it. So we got that big pine tree up there. That wind's coming from the south and between the west. So it'll move the beam a little bit. You guys will see it in a second. The up is coming from the west right now. We're getting another gust, but the Macov will get whipped around a little bit than this guy. So look at that thing sway a little bit. She's okay. It's not going to fall down for about 22 feet. These are up like 70 foot in the air. You're looking up there. She just wobbles a little bit. That's what it'll do. That's the worst that happens. So we're good. As long as we have these things bolted, we're okay. Some guys don't have them bolted that good, but we're alright. It's going back in position now from the wind. It'll fix itself. We'll have to wait till that wind calms down a little bit and be okay. It'll be calmed in the next few days. By Thursday, we'll be in the 50s. So we're looking good, guys. We'll catch you guys later from UGX362, Knoxville, Tennessee. The beam looks like it's back to normal from the wind. It'll fix itself. That's why I designed it. One guy told me it'll break off at 80 mile an hour winds. We never had 80 mile an hour winds. The worst, we have at least 70 to 60 mile an hour winds type from thunderstorms. And it's been through thunderstorms before, back in November when this thing was like that. It was still fine. These are heavy gust winds every hour, that's what it is. But a thunderstorm comes very quick and it lasts us an hour and everything will be quite good. So you guys have a good day. We'll see you later. UGX362, Knoxville, Tennessee. And I'll show you that coax cable I'm supposed to get in today, so you guys will see it a little bit later if we get it in the mail. And I'll show you what it looks like. And we'll probably hook it up sometime at the end of this week when this stuff calms down quite a bit from the wind. So I'll see you guys later. UGX362, Knoxville, Tennessee. Get on down. And we had a great live stream last night. I'm glad you guys joined out there today. Have a great Happy New Year this weekend. We'll see you out there real soon. Bring out more videos soon. You guys know we're doing good now. So our beam looks like it's back to normal position. You guys can see it. Oh man, that's pretty zoom out. And looking good. So it gives a complete zoom. Completely zoom out. So our beam's looking beautiful today. So now the wind died down a while ago, 15 minutes ago. We got our next second duo. This usually will flip this thing at it'll start flapping very hard at 50 mile an hour winds. That's what will happen. But we had a wind last night. I saw this flipping around, and our Macov5000 does very good in the wind. It will do that. I'm still a little smoke in the wind, but clear skies today from 41 degrees right now, but it's going to drop down to 21 tonight, so this beam's doing good. As long as you don't touch the rings. I have not touched that ring ever since the day we first set it up. You guys know that. And we still have the RG58 up there. Let me give you a zoom on it so you guys get a quite zoom. So she's looking beautiful. You guys see it all black. That's why I painted barbecue paint a while back. That little thing is a tie wrap between the middle thing, so I keep it from swinging that way. That's what it is. So this antenna has been doing great ever since day one. We had that cowrope rope on it, so it keeps that thing from whipping in the wind. In case we get strong winds, it won't snap in half. So it's a safety rope to keep the antenna from falling on our heads. That's why I do that. But that's why I keep the safety rope, so it will not, when this thing bounces the wind, it'll straighten it back up with the rope. It's got a brick on one side of the roof here, and it's attached all the way to halfway to near the chimney almost, way back there, on a piece of a brick or something on a roof. So we have that a while back. And we usually pop these little ratios back in once in a while. They don't pop out, they slip out a little bit, and you just slide them back in. That's all you have to do. It's already been screwed on this thing. And that's the only thing probably you have to do is pop these things back in, to slide them back a little bit back. They pop out a little bit every couple of months or once a month, either way, or it depends on that. You got to go on the roof, check it once in a while, and slip these back in. That's what you do. And keep the screw on the line of that circle thing on those things there. That's the only thing you have to deal with that. But I wish the owner of Macov will send me a whole spare of Macov5000. I'll keep it as a spare. Maybe we'll use it on something else. The owner of Macov should send me a cool beam antenna or another Macov5000. Man, I'd love to have a star duster for a backup. So make another Macov5000 backup. But maybe I'll put it on the other side of the house and run a live SDR on it and have people look at it, or just put another radio system in it. But these are easy to tune. Once you tune them, you're okay. But the beam antenna is a little bit better sometimes for those long distance contacts. But the Macov can only do certain things it can't do. They even say anything with the beam antenna, it can do certain things it can do. When you hear people out there long distance, you can't get reached more than 100 miles away when you get someone out there. But when you get guys 40, 50 miles away, they'll hear you. It depends on the location where those hills at. Because the hills to the south of us, you can't see them. You see them on the videos. But I'm not going to show you on my location here. Yeah, we'll do another drone footage later on for it. But you guys seen the drone footage of the video I did back when I first came here, when my parents bought the house in June 2021. So I took that film during May when I took it up from here. I fly from right here, this where it was out here, this beam right in this where I'm standing at right now, somewhere around there. It was a DJI Phantom 3 drone, a Phantom 3 Advanced. I ran it with no cell phone thing. I just ran, just recorded camera. I done the cell phone thing a while back in 2016 when I set it up the first time. Never updated ever since day one. I did update it one time only with the DIG app. And there was an app I used to use called Lychee app. So the Lychee app, what it is for a drone on DJI drones, you can do good. You have to go on your Google Earth, set the positions you want to put for your drone where you want to fly, and you put it in the Lychee app. That's what you do, and you set them all these positions and stuff like that, and at the height, and it automatically will set you that. And and when you put the Lychee app, when you want to go fly to certain areas, it'll automatically fly it back from that position. Wish I had a longer battery extension with the DJI drones. The one I have, you only get at least 23 minutes flight times. Some can go at least 70 minutes now, but there's actually a mod you can do with 2 batteries on a bag on a DJI drone. You can take a banana clip and put these copper type wires in it, something like that, and you can attach it to you can run the battery clip with this to another like a 6-cell battery in a bag, and you can fly the drone long distance. Some guy in Canada has done it back a long time ago. You just have to look up DJI it's called the Phantom 3 Advance, or the Phantom 3, it could be Phantom 3 Advance, DJI Phantom 3 Advance. Make something about making flights a little bit longer, something like that. So it's moving the antenna with the wind, but it's not like whipping the antenna that bad on this beam right now. It'll do that little wind there, that's it. But we had 30-mile-an-hour winds, almost 50-mile-an-hour winds. I think we had some 40-mile-an-hour winds gusts here earlier today. I think last time we had 50-mile-an-hour winds from a thunderstorm. because not a thunderstorm, it was a rain type event. It was like blowing sideways like rain bands in my front driveway. I saw it last night at 2 in the morning, and I heard that wind whipping, and it's been whipping out here this morning. So it was a very strong wind about an hour ago. But so the beam's still in the same position. It's trying to restrict back again, guys. So good. So I put another dog out now, and it's starting to die down the wind. But I'm telling you, we're pretty close to Mount Roosevelt here too, guys. You know, we talked about it a while back. So this beam antenna we're talking about here, she's a beauty. She's been around for almost 1 year out there. You guys remember the tree video, what happened a few months ago, back in July in 2025. We have an RG213 here connected to the RG58 barrel connector up here. Yep, all the trees are dying from the, this is actually the winter time, but all the stuff will be green by the time spring happens. So Dallas is usually right on the radio talking about we don't get out of the winter till March. In Utah, it doesn't get out of the winter till like around late April during May. That's when they finally warm up in the 50s. There's our barrel connector inside that with the RG58 with the 2113. The RG213, no, that's ferrites. You know those ferrites I told you a while back, I had the same ones? I duct taped those with the ferrites there. The RG213 is right there. That's the RG213, and with the barrel connector, we tie it with a tie wrap. That's what's holding it up. And the RG58 going up to the house here with the rotor wire. The one with the RG258 is the one right here. You see here, it's all silicone a little bit. I put some silicone on that stuff. And this is our rotor wire right here where it goes here. And it goes all the way out to this tree. It's the only one I had to keep holding up because you guys know that if you were to dig this under the road, I can't put something to dig a hole inside a road, inside a driveway road. That's why I had to link it like that. And we got some polarized rope and mule tape rope right there next to these ropes on the pole. And there's one right here to this pole here I made a while back. That thing is a little repeater thing I made. It's for GMRS, it's for MERS and FRS radios I did. There's one under that box here. It's not hooked up to anything yet. I was trying to run this as a battery system. I designed those antennas there a while back. I made them with the Nano BA when I first got it the first time. And this is some of the copper wire I had got off one of my things on the house. Used to be an AT&T type wire. The guy cut off the wire for me. He was replacing the Comcast wire to put it in there to put the link in my house. That day when we set up the DS first time, I have lots of rolls of it. It was like over 100 foot, about 500 foot rolls of this copper wire. I think it's an RG58, I think it is, or RG8, I don't know, but it's RG58. And I used this to design the antenna. When I used the Nano BA, when I adjust the SWR, it's down like 1.5 on this, but one day we're going to actually hook it up with a power cord to it when we get some time. And it's got 2 Bowfang radios in there, run with one of those repeater things. You know, we get them for $15. I bought a while back, 4 years ago. It's in there and it's hooked up inside. I was trying to run this all solar and battery so it stays on all the time, and I can actually use it in FRS and MERS repeater. It will not make a beeping sound. You will never hear it. And it's for like an offline source. If we have anybody with FRS radios in this area, I could talk from my house and bounce off this antenna here and hit all that area where people can hear me. I was thinking about doing that, but someone could do that. But I've done it with the repeater back in Utah, and listen to all those guys on the construction workers. And I have a video on one of my first channels that shows it. Out in the park in Utah, I was trying it out with the 2 Bowfang radios with the Nagoya NN7721. You know what that is, 771 antenna, the knockoff version. I have one of those long ones too. I have a bunch of those Bowfang antenna. I have a few Bowfang radios too. I have the older one of the Bowfangs, which has all the FRS frequency, GMRS, MERS, and when I bought one from off of Amazon for $12, it had all the North Carolina repeater frequencies of the Skywarn for Fayetteville, North Carolina. I think Raleigh it was. So it came from a firefighter in the Carolinas when I got this Bowfang radio, which I never programmed it at this day. It's all original. And mostly, It's pretty cool, but I actually copied it on my chirp program a while back on some other ones I have. I don't know, but I still have it all the original. Never reset it, and I put some of my FRS radios inside the other Bowfings I have, which I have some older Bowfing radios. I have a green one. It gets out like 12 watts, which you have to hook it up to a charger to turn it on that way. So it's not the new Bowfings you have, it's the older ones I have. And it has all the ham radio frequency I did in Utah with it. When I listened to the repeaters in Ogden, Utah, and the one out by that little mountain place to the east, down in the Great Salt Lake, the Penetree Peak area. It was like a little repeater out there on an island. You could see from my area in Pleasant View up in North Ogden. You could see it from the house where I live in, but you could see it up on the top of Cottonwood Drive, up in that park area. I used to hang out in the park near Cottonwood Drive back in the day. And there's also like some kind of hiking trail up the road up there from that park there. There's actually a trail you go take your car up to, up a Cottonwood Drive to the top of near Mount Ben Lemon, but it's a whole trail you can go right. I know from people I've heard a while back, you could take this whole trail, go out to the east of that way to the benches, no, to the west of the benches, and you go to the east benches and you can go around the whole entire area. It connects all a bunch of neighborhoods and trail parks. They can go all the way to Mount Ben Lemon and you can hike for a whole day. And that's what it is to go up to that 9,000 foot mountain on the top of Pleasant View and North Ogden area, in Ogden area. And it's actually the original Paramount Studios Pictures mountain from the 1912s, 1910s. A guy that drew it on a napkin, that's how it got his first name of the Paramount Pictures mountain. And he actually opened up a movie theater in Ogden, Utah, and it was drawn on a napkin, and they send this napkin of the Mountain View logo. That's how Paramount Studio Pictures were born, in that area of Pleasant View and North Ogden. And it used to be called Magician's Hikes, what I heard my dad used to tell me. So it is the original Paramount Studios mountain, Paramount Picture Mountains, in the 1912s, and they switched it over different other logos from different parts of the world when they found more Paramount Studio Picture Mountains in different parts of the world when they took photos and stuff like that. That's what it shows on the internet. But yeah, the original one was in Utah. I just want to let you guys know that. The one I lived in the neighborhood, and I seen Mount Ben Lemon, that's the Paramount Pictures mountain. We've seen it every day. You can see it all over the place. Also, it's been in the movie in 3 O'Clock High in the 1980s. You could see it when you stand on top of the building. You could see Pleasant View, Utah, and North Ogden to the north in the background when he was trying to look around when they're going to fight someone on the roof. So it was in the 3 O'Clock High movie. I've seen it back in the 1980s. But yeah, it's pretty cool history. So we're just showing this today. That just came on the split from that wind. It's starting to pick up. So I'm giving this to guys so we can see some wind tests right now. I'm waiting for this right now for a while. See what she does. And you'll see the Macov5000 right now whip it. See, when it whips hard, this will pick up the wind first. The other one doesn't. See those ropes are whipping? That's why we put them up there, guys. Because of things like this. And the ropes are just a little moving around a little bit on those wires. So she's doing good and quite good in wind. But some guy told me on the chat a while back, he had problems with when it was 80 mile an hour winds with that rotor. So we don't get 80 mile an hour winds, we get at least 60 to 70, the worst I've seen. That's mostly thunderstorms get 65 mile an hour winds. But here in these trees, it knocks down the wind half. And if it's winding like that, it's probably really gusting up in those plateaus right now. And it's probably worse up in the north of my area, out by the wall. It's probably really gusting up there right now. But we usually get less gusts down here. But we got like 4 different canyons. I call them plateau canyons, winds from the south, from the west, and sometimes from the southeast. And usually we get them from those directions, about 3 different areas. There's like three gaps I've seen a while back. And that's how you find your canyon winds where it's at. Or it can come from any way. It just depends. This whole area has plateaus that go north and south. And they're like 2,000 foot, some could be 1,500 foot, depends on where the wind's at. Probably Spring City gets a lot of the wind down there because it's open field area. So she's doing all right. And we got this thing bolted to the ground when it's concrete. You guys seen it. And it's holding up pretty good. It might move around a little bit in this wind, That's the worst thing to do. And it might sway a little bit on the pole a little bit. That's like you guys saw in the video a while ago. That's the only thing the worst can happen. But as long as we have this bolted with the bolts on it, like I made a while back, it should be okay. I wish we have a stronger pole, but it'll be fine. Because I got a lot of tree protection, that's why I put it in over here. So you guys have a good day. UDX362, Knoxville, Tennessee, getting all down. And we'll bring out more videos today. Have more videos soon. Have a great day today. We'll show you the coax a little bit later when we get in the mail today. And you guys have a great morning. Have a great afternoon. And UDX362, Knoxville, Tennessee, getting on down. And we just showed you a little experience wind. But today was a lot worse wind earlier today. You heard there was just some little gusts. You guys saw that. So we had some worse wind this morning. Probably about 30 to 40 miles an hour winds this morning. I saw them. Or I can actually hear it in my house. And yeah, and it's going to start picking up again. So because there's a cold front coming through, it's getting colder. And when it be 21 degrees tonight, then by Thursday we'll be warm up in the 50s. And it might go back to cold again. But this was some kind of arctic blast came down from that area. We only got the worst thing was that line and rain, but there was no thunderstorms, no tornadoes that last night. It was just an inline wind of rain event. That's what it was. And we had some gusts around 2 o'clock in the morning. And we're running like a wind advisory right now. So you guys have a great day. UDX362, Knoxville, Tennessee. You see the gamut match right there. That's on the 4element Sirio. You guys know what it is. The SY27. So I recommend put them in a tree protection zone, okay guys? If you ever get one of these, put it in an area with lots of trees. I know you might not like it, but it helps to reduce the wind a little bit. I wish we could raise this thing a little higher, but she's doing okay right now. And I'll catch you guys later. UDX362, Knoxville, Tennessee, getting on down. 410 out there in the radio waves. So there's our Macov5000. She's doing okay today. And you guys have a great day. Catch you later off the key. Bring on more videos soon.